Hi, welcome. I'm Claudia. If you're new here, today I thought I would show you the 2 Monstera Albo cuttings that I decided to keep. If you watched my plant feature of the month where I talked about everything Monstera Albo, I was mentioning how I was having an upcoming live plant sale, and really it all started because I wanted to pass on and get rid of some of these Monstera Albo cuttings that had rooted and were starting to grow. But there was a couple that I was very much feeling attached to, and spoiler alert, I decided to keep 2 of them. So I am gonna show you what those are, and we are going to pot them up together to hopefully get my dream bushy, lush Monstera Albo plant that I've always dreamed of. Let me get the plant and let's get started. So my niece graduated from college today with a bachelor's in psychology, and I was at her graduation and it was the longest day ever. Really, it's not distance-wise so far away, but it just takes a really long time to get there, and the drive back took us like almost 3 hours. So I was feeling a bit stressed when we got home, and I thought, what better to do than tend to these 2 technically new Monstera Albos in my collection. Okay, they're thirsty, so don't judge too hard, but these are the ones I decided to keep. Oh my gosh, this one's really thirsty. Look at it, it's curling so bad. But these were, I know, these were the 2 that I was saying I was feeling particularly attached to, and I wasn't sure if I should keep them or not, and honestly, you and my husband both encouraged me to keep them, so I feel like my feelings were correct. No, but on a serious note, I want to say thank you, because whenever I have a dilemma of sort, like, should I really keep this, should I move on from it, I feel, I don't know, just all the warms and fuzzies when you say, like, you deserve it, keep it. It makes me feel like, oh, okay, thank you. I guess I do. Anyway, so I'm just gonna bring these out, and these are currently potted in just tree fern and perlite, and so I think I'm going to keep them in that. Now, I kind of like would love to do pond, because the one in my cabinet is doing so well in pond, but I really don't want to disturb them, or I want to disturb them the least possible amount that I can. So I think I'm just gonna plop and fill. We are going to use one of these clear pots. I think it's a 5-inch. Yeah, I think this is a 5-inch. And I figured it should be plenty for both of these to fit in here. So I have my tree fern and my perlite, and yeah, let's get going. I usually have bins where I keep like my soil or my pond or whatever. I don't have any bins, so we are just going to mix some just right on the mat. It's probably enough. Bring you down just a little bit, and then I guess I could have used this bin next time. I'll mix it up. So I do have some kind of super annoying news to report. I found spider mites on my Millsbo wide cabinet again. So this just tells me that I haven't eradicated them since I found them back at the end of last year. And I guess, like, I obviously got a lot under control when I did the treatment and, or, you know, finally cleaned the cabinet and whatever after I vacuumed, but clearly it wasn't a good enough job. And yeah, there's spider mites in there again. Last night I was feeling really frustrated, so I just opened the doors, turned off all the lights, and sprayed it all with my pest repellent. But I think tonight I'm gonna go ahead and get all the plants out, hose them down, spray them, and clean the cabinet again, which is just so annoying. I'm feeling a little bit frustrated with that cabinet because I feel like, it just has continuously gotten spider mites since I've had it, and that's annoying. Anyway, on to happier things. Okay, so I'll bring this one out first. Yeah, I don't want to disturb this little ball at all, but you can see it has some very nice roots, just kind of all over. I guess I should kill this one. I know the plants in that cabinet are just, you know, I have a lot of alocasia, so we know what goes on with those, but I also just kind of feel like, why, I don't know, like, why am I not being able to get rid of them? Or like, why do they keep coming back if I don't really add anything new in there as much? This is this one and this cutie little root ball. So I'm thinking I will just kind of place them like this. Although, I don't know if I want them back to back. Oh, I can move this one just a little bit, like this. Okay. So this is what they're gonna be like, and they will be best friends forever, hopefully. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a tiny little bit of PTSD because when I tried to pot up the cutting from this original mother plant together with the mother plant is when I got the rot issues. But I mean, I do have it here if you want to go back and look at it. I messed with the roots a lot. So, yeah, it was a pretty traumatic experience, I'm sure, for the plant. Whereas hopefully, I'm just being a lot more gentle now. Not hopefully, I mean, I know that I am. I may try to maybe like just kind of use a zip tie, or not a zip tie, Velcro to kind of keep them together at the base, especially as they, you know, just kind of continue to root in here and stuff. But I'm not sure. I think that this looks pretty good. I actually need to get a tray so that we can water them in, and let me bring the Velcro, and yeah, hopefully she perks up very soon. We're gonna water her first, and then I'll see if I can kind of just group both vines together. This is obviously my nutrient-rich cocktail. So I just posted my nutrient-rich cocktail on Instagram, funny story, and someone commented, I'm sure you've seen it, I'm sure I've posted it here. So I have this 3-gallon water jug that I use to mix my nutrient-rich cocktail, and then I have this water pump that I add to it. And I showed that at the very end, and someone commented saying like, oh, but now you can't use that water pump for water because it has all the chemicals from, you know, that you're using for your plants. But I just thought, like, obviously, like, this is, like, this whole setup is for my plants. I'm not using any of this for anything else. I actually think I need more like a pin. Oh, this actually works a little, maybe. Oh, that works. Okay, so it was one of those like twist tie things. And I just kind of guided both vines, like the cutting part, toward each other. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but I kind of want to like fix the placement of them, but I won't. I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna keep it in the grow rack right now as like, you know, I repotted it. Dang it, I should have added myco. It's okay, I can add myco, like I can sprinkle it on top of the soil or something for next time, or add it to the water. But I'm thinking that I'm gonna keep it in the grow rack for now, just because I wanted to keep getting like that same light and be in that same environment where it was growing and happy. And then once it settles, I can bring it back into my space. But I love her. I know that she's thirsty, but let's use our imaginations. In fact, you don't have to use your imagination. You saw them not that long ago, and we already know how beautiful and what these genes look like. So I'm excited to have like this sectoral one along with the more like marbly one. I think I'm just really, really excited, and I hope that it does really well. All right, so my new Monstera Albo baby is soaking in all the nutrients. Like I mentioned, I think I'm gonna keep it in the grow rack for a minute, at least until each of the plants grow another new leaf, and then that way I know that they're settled and happy in their new home, and then I'll bring it back into my space. Of course, I will keep you updated. Wish us luck. I mean, she should be pretty happy. I did very minimal disturbance to the roots. It was more like of a plop and fill. I am a little bit concerned that the pot is too big for the root system of both of them, but there's no way that I could have fit both of them in a smaller pot without really messing with the roots, and I definitely didn't want to do that. All right, this is gonna be it for today. I think this video is falling on the shorter side again, kind of like my Pallidiflorum rescue. Let me know if you enjoy some of these shorter videos, you prefer them to be longer. I'd love to know your feedback. Of course, if you have any video requests you want to see, please leave them down in the comments below. If you have any questions, let's chat down there, and I will see you soon. Bye.